Alrighty, hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we have the new patch 1.2.9. Now what is it? It's a hotfix, so there's going to be minor changes, a lot of crash fixes, and currently it is only released on Steam, Epic, and GOG, which are all, what's it called, on PC. Now they did state that this patch, before we even get into what's in it, is coming to PlayStation 5 and Xbox very soon. They state we are working towards releasing this patch on consoles as soon as possible. So it is coming. But now, what's in it? It's bigger than other hotfixes we've seen in the 1.2 saga. By the way, I'm going to make a video soon that's going to detail all the major changes that we got in 1.2 through 1.2.9. I'm pretty sure this might be one of the last patches we see before we see the 1.3 move, right? Obviously, because we're at 1.2.9. So next thing that's probably going to come is 1.3, which is going to be a bigger patch. When that's coming, I don't know exactly, but when I get more information, I will let you guys know. Now let's get to it. So obviously we have a lot of crash fixes. I kind of made a separate list right over here with some of the ones that I think happen more often than not, but obviously I'm going to link this down below so you can check it out for yourself. All the changes, but let's go over the ones I think that are more important, right? So they fixed a crash that occurred when entering civilian mission scenes, which is town, village, tavern, arena. So obviously if you want to take a walk around the town or go into any of these specific areas, the crash would occur. Now it doesn't. Then they fixed a crash that occurred when starting a barter in a map conversation. So if you go straight from the map, not actually going into the town, but if you just go straight into the map to talk to a specific character and start bartering, well, that would also provide a crash. That is now fixed. Then they fixed a crash that occurred at startup when using mods. Now I'm pretty sure it just tells you like, oh, there's a problem with startup or something along those lines, but it's not going to crash randomly because of that. Then they fixed a crash that occurred when leaving the campaign options menu. Obviously, it's a menu that sometimes you want to change if you want to change what's going on in your campaign or your difficulty. Then they fixed a crash that occurred after a peace declaration due to incorrectly updated menus. Nothing to do on the player side. They're just menus that sometimes don't properly get updated, but now that is fixed. Then they fixed a crash that occurred due to invalid dead heroes in some saves. Obviously, if you have hero deaths on, a lot of heroes will die. Heroes being like AI lords. So therefore, now the crash will not occur. Then they fixed a crash that occurred when a siege engine was destroyed in a mission. Obviously, if you're in a siege, sometimes your siege engine can get destroyed, and when it does, a crash would occur. Now fixed. Then they fixed a crash that occurred when two quests use the same hideout. Obviously, this isn't like a secret or anything like that, or if you didn't know, well, now you know. There is a town quest and there is a village quest that you can get that both want you to clear out the hideout next to them. And sometimes it falls into the same hideout for both quests. And I always suggest you, whenever you do find a hideout, search out these two quests in nearby village and towns so you can get pretty much like triple the payout. You get the payout of clearing the hideout, you get the payout of the town quest, and you get the payout of the village quest. And that comes with a lot of reputation points as well, so it's really good. But crash would occur, but obviously it shouldn't occur because that's like a normal function the devs made happen, which is good in my opinion. Now on to fixes. They fixed a bug that caused the input visuals to flicker when hovering near the upgrade recruit buttons while using a gamepad. So if you had that problem using gamepad, it is now fixed. Then they fixed a bug that caused parties to constantly change their minds and move between two targets. That's been a problem for like ever. I don't know if I'm not gonna say it's been a problem. Sometimes it's been worse of a problem. Sometimes it was less of a problem. But this is like a constant changing thing that they keep doing when it comes to obviously how the AI target specific areas. Do they choose to defend something that's getting attacked, or do they choose to attack? Obviously there's like changes you can do in these settings, but they would always kind of like, you know, go back and forth and kind of waste their time. So it's been a constant bug. We'll see if this actually does change it or not. Then they fixed a bug that prevented the ranged troops from manning the walls in defensive sieges. Manning the walls. Sorry, I said manning. Manning the walls. So pretty much ranged troops would not go up the walls, obviously, if there was like, let's say, either a siege tower or ladders. So, but now they will, which is good. Okay. Or wait. Prevented the ranged troops from manning the walls in defensive sieges. So it might be actually the other way around. But I've never had a problem with that. I don't know, but for some people might have had a problem with that. That is now fixed, so they will probably be on the walls. Whether it's how I think it is, or whether it's if they're on the defensive side, which means that they are the defenders, which means that they have to be on top of the walls to shoot. But I've never had that problem. But maybe there was a problem with like certain amount of archers. If let's say if you have two, if your army's mostly archers, sometimes they wouldn't all fit on there. Maybe something along those lines. But that is now fixed. Now, multiplayer. We got a couple of multiplayer changes. The changes are pretty significant, but let's go over the crashes and fixes real quick. They fixed a crash that occurred during matchmaking games. Okay, kind of don't know exactly what it was caused by, but there it is. It is fixed. Then also when clicking the clan button, okay, in the lobby, if the client has a slow internet connection, so just basics, you know what I mean? Slow internet connection, you can get a crash. Matchmaking, sometimes you get a crash just by playing. In the lobby when attempting to exit the game from missions or character editor, okay, again, when you try to exit, a crash. And then when the intro video ended, okay. Kind of basic ones, but all right. Then they fixed a bug that prevented the disable map voting and disable culture voting config options from working on custom servers. So now if you have a custom server and those weren't working, go try it again. Then they fixed a bug that prevented the match history, favorite servers, and taunt slots from being saved and load correctly. I heard about this, but now it is changed. Now they will actually be saved, and you can load them in as you, kind of big deal. Obviously, if you like, what's it called? Like your taunt slots and all that, if you like to use those, there it is. Then they fixed a bug that caused leave punishments on matchmaking games to be applied twice. Okay, of course, you don't want to apply them twice. That's kind of crazy. Then they fixed a bug that prevented MMR score loss when leaving match while your team was winning. Okay, so now even if your team is winning, you still have a score loss because obviously you lost. You can't just get a win if your team wins in the end. You know what I mean? That's good. You gotta stick it out till the end. Then they fixed a bug that caused the UI to freeze after the end of the match. That will not freeze no more, so you can play another game. Then they fixed a bug that caused the clan leaderboard list to show as empty. Now it is full, it is ready, it is beefed up. It's there, baby. It's there. Now onto the changes. The changes were kind of what's it called? The big, the big things over here. Obviously, you got crashes, fixes, changes. They should be the biggest, right? But they finally got friendly fire. They introduced friendly and reflective damage on official custom game modes, Siege, Team Deathmatch, and Battle. This is something that was asked for a lot. And they brought it back. But here's how they brought it back. And what I heard from them before is that they are going to tweak these in the future. This is just kind of like to start us off. So friendly damage, 25% of delivered damage. And then reflective damage, 50% of delivered damage. So if I'm not mistaken, reflective damage is, I'm guessing, if you shoot with ranged, right? To let's say your what do you call it? To a friendly, you get 50% of that damage, and then if you friendly damage, I'm guessing that's like melee, you get 25% of that damage. Yes, no, maybe so. Let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm right. Re-enabled punishments for dodging / leaving matchmaking games. You will have punishments now. There it is. No more leaving. Then they enabled team balancing on official team deathmatch. Nice. Cool. Obviously, that makes sense. If people leave on your team, let's say like 2 people leave on your team, so it's a 5v3. The game should make it into a 4v4, right? Makes sense. Then they changed the date format displayed on the lobby news. All right. There it is. Now it's displayed. Now, moving on to both multiplayer and single player. They fixed a crash that occurred on startup due to faulty or corrupted brush, font, language, or sprite sheet files. There it is. If you did mess with any of those and they got corrupted, RIP, or if you had a mod and it got corrupted, RIP, you're probably going to have to install and reinstall. Or if you're on Steam, there's a thing called Verify Your Integrity. You can do that. But, yeah. There's no crash on that now. Then they fixed a crash that occurred when a gamepad while setting a keyboard hotkey in the options menu from a mission scene. No idea still. I don't even know what gamepad is still, but guess what? The crash was fixed. Then they fixed a crash that occurred when exiting the game. Obviously, it makes sense. You know what I mean? Sometimes it happens. It'd be like that sometimes. But that is now changed. But like I said before, it's still not on PlayStation 5 and Xbox, and it will be on there. Let me refresh even the page, see if it's on there now. Nope, still not on there. Still, they will probably post and say it's on there now. But they are working towards it as soon as possible. Again, I guess the most significant changes are probably the multiplayer changes with the reflective damage, the punishments for leaving, and properly your stuff actually counting, like, you know, MMR loss and all that. It's probably more important than the single player changes, but we got a lot of crash fixes for the single player, so not bad. And we'll see how this, what's it called? This bug fix between the two targets and also the manning of the defensive sieges. See how much that changes the gameplay as well. But that is patch 1.2.9. Like always, like I said, I'm going to make a big video talking about everything that was added from patch 1.2 to 1.2.9. Keep your, you know, eyes out for that. My new upload schedule is going to be like a couple times a week on this channel. And then my second channel, I just upload pretty much just me gaming, doing whatever I find kind of interesting or kind of cool to share, I share on that channel. It's a lot shorter videos. Sometimes they don't have my voice. It's just me casually gaming, you know what I mean? But for this channel, I'm going to do like, you know, kind of like bigger videos and just, you know, a couple times a week. You know, like this is going to be like the main channel type of thing on YouTube, you know? So, yeah, thank you for all the support, and I'll see you in the next one.